Today is a very auspicious day, Ekadasi Titi, Horibasar Titi, the day dear, very dear to Supreme Lord Shri Hari. It is one of the 10 first devotional practices, as we heard from Vaidhi Bhakti, to observe Ekadashi, and that is for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for any other motives. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he ordered Sanatana Goswami to write Hari Bhakti Vilas to explain how devotees should practice. So there in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatana Goswami wrote that on this Ekadashi day, one has to abstain from all enjoyments, should give up all enjoyments, should give up all sinful activities, and with all good qualities, which means with devotion. In Bhagavatam it is stated, one who has devotion naturally has all good qualities, because by satisfying Krishna, he satisfies everyone, he serves everyone. There is no fault in him, only goodness. So with all good qualities means with devotion, one has to do upavas. One meaning of upavas is to fast from grains and beans. Another meaning is upavas. Vas means to reside. Upa means near, like Upanishad. You have to come close to hear it. You have to pay close attention. So, to remain near Krishna, that is not possible for conditioned souls. Why? Because Supreme Lord is in transcendental realm. We are in mundane platform. If one takes Diksha and completely surrenders, then Krishna will make his body transcendental, then he can serve. Otherwise it is not possible. But that is difficult. So Gurudev told, Krishna himself appears in this world as Harinam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kali Kali Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar, Nam Hoyte Hoy Sarva Jagata Nishtar. In this age of Kali, the avatar of Krishna is his name. In the form of his name, Krishna appears in this world. Nam Hoyte Hoy Sarva Jagata Nishtar. By this, Harinam, whole world will be delivered, rescued. So Gurudev told, if we chant Harinam, then we can remain near Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showed by his own example, he gathered all his devotees from early morning in the house of Srivas. Shri Hari Vasare Hari Kirtana Vidhan. Nritya Arambilo Prabhu Jagatero Pran. Shri Hari Vasare means on this Ekadashi day, Shri Hari Vasare Hari Kirtana Vidhan. It is the scriptural injunction, rule, to do Hari Kirtan. Nritya Arambilo Prabhu Jagatero Pran. At that time, early morning, the life of the whole world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is giving prema, that is our actual necessity. We think by taking food, taking care, we are maintaining our life. That is life of this material body. But the soul's necessity is prema, Krishna prema. That is the life of the soul. If soul is not devoted to Krishna, then it is like that. No use. So the life of the whole world, Jagatara Pranritya Arambilo, he started to dance. Punyavanta Shriva Sangane, Shri Hari Kirtana Vidhan, Nritya Arambilo Prabhu Jagatara Pran. Punanta Srivasangana, Shubharamba, Utilo Kirtanadvani, Gopal Govinda. Hari O Ram Ram, Hari O Ram Ram. In the very sanctified courtyard of Srivas Thakur, because he is a devotee. Whether one is a monk or a householder, that doesn't matter. Purity means whether one is devoted to Krishna or not. Srivas Thakur is fully devoted to Krishna. That is why Krishna himself, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with all his devotees, was dancing in his house. Before we sang this song, Jedino Grihe Bhajana Deki Grihete Goloka Bhai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, if I see in some house bhajan going on, then Goloka will manifest there. Bhajan means that household devotee, he understands this house belongs to Krishna, I belong to Krishna, all family members all belong to Krishna, and they are serving deity Krishna with firm faith, for his satisfaction. That is bhajan. So that place becomes Goloka. Goloka means where Krishna is in the center. He is the only enjoyer, all are to be enjoyed by him. That is Goloka. It is not that you will buy flight ticket and you can come to Vrindavan. Vrindavan means where Krishna is the only enjoyer, all are to be enjoyed. Only those who are inclined to serve, they can enter into Vrindavan. Or Navadip Dham. Our Gurudev told you have to pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow you that spiritual form. Otherwise, with this material body, you cannot enter into Navadip Dham with enjoying spirit. Impossible. You will be on the cover, on Maya cover there, then not actually in Dham. So, in Srivas Thakur's courtyard, that auspicious beginning began. Auspicious beginning happened of Kirtan. Utilo Dvani, Gopala Govinda. Hari O Ram Ram, Hari O Ram Ram. That Kirtan rose. Which Kirtan? Nam Kirtan, Gopal Govinda. And Hari O Ram Ram, Hari O Ram Ram. Hari and Ram Ram. Hari and Ram Ram. They were chanting whole day and whole night without eating, drinking, or sleeping. And when the night ended, they were disappointed. Why already ended? They were not tired of Kirtan. They were more and more enthusiastic. They were disappointed why it has to end. And as in Raslila, by Krishna's desire, that one night of Raslila became one night of Brahma, means 14 Manvantaras, very long time. Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, solar years. Double is Dwapar, triple is Treta, 4 times is Satya Yuga. Altogether they are one Chatur Yuga or Dibya Yuga. If you multiply these 4 combined by 71, it becomes one Manu. 14 Manus means one day of Brahma, and 14 Manus means one night of Brahma. So that one night of Raslila, by Krishna's will, it was long, one night of Brahma. But the gopis felt, why it happened so quickly, so short. And here also in Rasastali, Navadip Dham, Srivas Thakur's house is Rasastali, place of Raslila in the form of Kirtan. Also it was one Brahma's night, but they felt it's very short time, why it has to end. So Gurudev told we cannot do like them, because they have transcendental bodies. But we should do as much as we can on Ekadashi. We should increase, because you will get million times more benefit. More benefit means devotional benefit. Your devotion will increase, realization of Krishna will increase, and you will get detachment from non-eternal things. So in this way we have to observe Ekadashi for the satisfaction of Krishna in Kali Yuga. In that maybe it was Dwapar Yuga or Treta Yuga, Ambarish Maharaj, he was also observing. Not in this way to do kirtan, but fasting that and others. So there it is shown how powerful Ekadashi is, that even Durvasa's curse could not touch him even. He was protected. So Ekadashi is one of the most important devotional practices. That is why also before taking initiation, Harinam initiation, you have to notice that this is one of the things you will have to accept. Those 4 regulative principles, and also following Ekadashis and fasting on other days, Janmashtami like this, and also regular chanting of Harinam and avoiding Namaparat, Sevaparat, these things we have to know. That basis should be there. Then we have to practice. And we are hearing Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's essay on Sangatyaga. Last time we heard that there is Swabhava, nature, material nature, which will force us to do certain things spontaneously, even though we may not desire. Some event will happen and you will become angry, or something will happen. That is because your nature is acting. But this nature we also acquired by our previous actions. So that attachment is there. And we have to be also delivered from those impressions, samskaras, that nature. Our Gurudev used to say sometimes that it is not so easy, it will take time, because so many lifetimes we were doing only this. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So that propensity to enjoy animality is in us. And it is like inertia, it is coming. That force is there, like addiction force. So it will take some time. It will not go all of a sudden. Those who are sincere sadhakas, they will try to increase their devotional thoughts and remove anti-devotional thoughts. That is practice. And gradually you can come out by constant practice, sincerity, animality and rationality are both in human beings. Not only animality, but rationality, the discriminating power, what is good, what is bad, what is eternal, what is non-eternal, and you can accept eternal truth. That is possible only in human life. So we should not waste it by only doing those 4 things, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, but we have to worship Supreme Lord, give up those things which are non-devotional, and take prasad. Eating is there, sleeping is there, mating also is there, defending also is there, but in relation to Krishna. Then it is okay. Concerning the bondage from impressions of jnana, in the Gita says, the example was, last time we heard, Krishna told to Arjuna, if you will not follow my order to fight, because I want to remove the burden of the world, if you will not want to fight on my order and get devotion, eternal welfare, that does not mean that you will not fight. You are saying, I will go to forest and I will beg, I will not fight. No, your Kshatriya nature will force you to fight. But that kind of fighting, that will not give same result. So this nature is very strong. You cannot control. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. The mode of sattva produces knowledge and happiness because of its purity. It binds the jiva with false conceptions of happiness and knowledge, O sinless one. This is from Gita. Baladev Vidyabhushan comments, since it is said here that sattva produces illumination and happiness, sattva, which is conjoined sangena with its effect of knowledge and happiness, binds the jiva with the conception that he is happy or knowledgeable. Last time I told, like you have handcuffs, iron, silver or golden, but still there you are bound. So Satya Guna also binds with this conception, I am happy, worldly happiness. And I have so much knowledge, I have good understanding. Sattva will illuminate. If you're in Satya Guna, you will see more clearly. You will have good knowledge. Raja Guna will shrink your consciousness. Tama Guna more. But this Satya Guna is still not pure consciousness. The impressions arising from this type of karma and jnana generated from svabhava gives rise to attachment. From the attachment arises man's attachment to karma and jnana. In the previous verse, the bondage of jnana of the Mayavadi was shown. Attachment to karma is described in this way. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. Bhagavad Gita. The wise man should not disturb the intelligence of the ignorant attached to karma. Engaging in all work with detachment, the wise man should engage them in activity. Those who are eligible for karma yoga, because of their level of consciousness, they think one has to work according to the injunctions of the Vedas, according to Varna, Ashram, Dharma. You have to do your duty. Jnani, one who already realized that he is not of this world and he wants liberation, he does not need to do that practice, but he will do it without attachment, without that ego. To be example for those who need that practice, not to disturb them. If he will not do any work, then others will also think, then I will also not do. But that is necessary for him. If he will not do, then he will be loser. So Jnani, though he does not need to do, he will do as example. And also for the maintenance of body, as long as it does not exhaust itself out. It is the same as Raganuga devotee. He already crossed Vaidhi Bhakti, but still he will do Vaidhi Bhakti because they are not eligible for Raganuga. If they will imitate that Raganuga, they are not eligible, then they will be losers. So Raganuga devotee also does for the sake of others. Those who are in preaching, those who are not like Avadutas, Banshidas, Babaji and like, they don't do. But they are not engaged in preaching, so there is no harm. But if those who are in preaching, they will do like this. Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, he was already, if we see like as a sadhaka, we know he's Nitya Siddha, but if Lila as a sadhaka, he was already chanting Harinam 3 lakhs daily for 10 years in Mayapur with great austerity, like Haridas Thakur. He was already in serving in Lila and everything. But then he was ordered to preach. Then he made all that system of Gauriya Mat and all those 64 practices. Why? Because not all are eligible for that kind of Paramahansa bhajan. So they have to be engaged according to their eligibility, and he was doing himself and also showing to others. And he did not allow his disciples to go near Banshidas Babaji because they will not understand him. Sometimes he will do something which, according to their eyes, will see breakage of Vaidhi Bhakti. So he did not allow for this reason, because Banshidas Babaji was not in preaching. But he was appreciating Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. And Prabhupada also was appreciating Banshidas Babaji, but they had different duty. Like you see, we heard on that day, Haridas Thakur, he's chanting 3 lakhs Harinam. He's not speaking any Harikatha lectures, preaching this. Sometimes, if someone, those occasions, but Advaita Acharya, he was giving Harikatha daily and staying in society, helping. So Haridas Thakur could understand his devotion. And Advaita Acharya also could understand devotion of Haridas. They have different way of practice and preaching, but devotion is there, so they could appreciate each other. But we try to fight. How many temples you opened, how many disciples you have, like this. We judge on these things. It's not like that. Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj did not open any temple. He had only one disciple. He did not translate any book. But he is our guru. He is guru of Srila Prabhupada. So we should not judge based on that material conception. Another example we have, Prahlad Maharaj is pure devotee. It was proved. And when Nrisingha Bhagavan killed Hiranyakashipu and then blessed Prahlad, then Nrisingha Bhagavan told him, you will have to become emperor now. It is not necessary for Prahlad to do that. But he is in that family and he will show how pure devotee should do bhajan in houseful life. Before, Prahlad Maharaj spent a long time to explain to demon boys, now you should start bhajan. When you are innocent, you have no attachment to wife, these children, or this, now you should start. But then he himself married and had children. How is this? That is different kind. He was explaining that was with attachment. This is different as a devotee. And Nrisingha Bhagavan also told him, you will have to do Shraddha ceremony for your father. But just few minutes before, when Prahlad prayed, you rescue my father. Then Nrisingha Bhagavan said, what to speak of your father? Even 21, your fathers in previous lives, they are all liberated. he thought I killed him, so he got my touch. He's rescued. Not only him, 21 previous your fathers. And then, after that, Nrsimha Bhagavan says, you have to do Shraddha ceremony for your father. What is Shraddha ceremony? You have to offer Krishna's prasad to the departed soul and do some kirtan and Bhagavad recitation. Then that will remove the sins of that departed soul and give devotion and will be rescued. Son's duty is to do this, or wife or daughter, anyone, family, their duty to do Shraddha for the benefit of father soul. Why Nrsimha Bhagavan says, before he said, he's already rescued. Now he says you do Shraddha. He explained, Vishnu Chakra Thakur explained, because Prahlad Maharaj will be king now. All people, they are seeing what he's doing and they are following. They are not pure devotee like Prahlad. So they cannot, means for Prahlad there is no necessity because he is pure devotee, but they are not. So if he will not do Prahlad as a king, then they will also not do, and they are not pure devotees, so how they will benefit their fathers or mothers? So Prahlad had to do, to be example for others on that stage. Also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, but he had this desire to taste Radha Bhav, love of Radharani. And he appeared. So what is the necessity of him to hear Dhruva and Prahlad Charita? And he heard so many times. Gurudev told, because he has to teach by example. He came to rescue all fallen souls. So if he will not do, then these people also will not do. But it is necessary for them. They have to start there, in those practices. Then gradually they can come to higher levels of devotion. So if Mahaprabhu will not do, we will also not do. But he did. To show us by example, it is necessary for you. You have to hear and you have to follow. From ancient impressions, attachment to karma and jnana arise. This attachment arising from impressions is hard to give up. This is samskaras. It is like you in stone, again and again you with something sharp you do. At the beginning it will not be visible, but if you do it again and again, once you make that scratch, then it will stay. That impression is there, it will be there. Like that, by our previous actions, we make impressions in our subtle body, and that tendency is created. And that tendency we carry with us, life after life. So it is very difficult to change, to give up, but it is not impossible. By sadhu sangha and bhajan, we can change that. Even making many attempts to the point of suicide, the impressions cannot be given up. Yes, even if you kill yourself, your subtle body will remain. You will be as a ghost. That tendency will be there. You cannot do like that. You have to, Bhaktyaloka Thakur said that, Tava swalpa spurti pai, ugra tapa dure jai, linga bhanga hoy anayase. If one gets even a glimpse of real Harinam, Tava swalpa spurti pai, ugra tapa dure jai, then very heavy, horrible miseries they will go far away. Linga bhanga hoy anayasa, and your subtle body will be destroyed very easily. Or it is bhanga. Bhanga means break. It will break. Your subtle body will break very easily by getting even one glimpse of Harinam. If it is not happening, it means some offenses are still present. So we have to rectify our offenses. The impressions or attachment to gunas attained in this birth due to association are called modern impressions, samskaras. We heard before they are ancient from past lives they are carrying, and now these are from modern. These two types of impressions control the jivas of the universe, control all the jivas of the universe. When the jiva is not bound by Maya, his nature is pure as a servant of Krishna. The jiva bound by Maya cannot give up the bad impressions, either ancient or modern. The ancient bad impressions give rise to his second nature, Swabhav or Nisarga. Association of devotees can purify the attachment to impressions. That this is the only way. Our Gurudev told, if you will not get association of devotees, then you cannot get devotion. And only by devotion you can change those things. And even one who accepted devotion to Supreme Lord as necessity, if he remains in a secluded place, alone, outwardly it is seen he is alone, but inside all impressions are there, that nature, everything, that will come out. He will chant but think all those things. And when he will fall down, no one will be there to see him, to look after him. But if you are in association with devotees, when they will see you falling, they will catch you and they will instruct you, encourage you, guide you. That is the benefit. But even with association with devotees and practicing, it is, Gurudev told, it is not so easy. Means it will not go all of a sudden. It takes time, but that does not mean that we should not do. That is why we have to be patient. And sometimes we don't notice any progress, then we become discouraged. But Bishwan Chakravarti Thakur explained in maybe Madhurya Kadambini or Bhagavad some verse, like someone is having hand cuff. He's bound and someone is sewing that. And it is a long time. And from outside you see he's still bound. There is no progress. He's bound. But there is progress. He's going more and more deep. And even up to last millimeter, still it seems he's bound. He cannot move. But progress was made. Then when that will cut, then immediately that will be broken and he will be free. And to come to that point, all those previous cuttings were necessary. Sewing, it was necessary. Without that, that will not break. We see some pure devotee Gurudev and we become attracted and then we practice and we think, oh, I cannot achieve this. So I should give up. It is impossible for me. I should give up. That is not the point. There is a procedure and it will take time. Then you can get that state. association of devotees can purify the attachment to impressions or the second nature. Sadhu Sange Krishna Nam, ei matra chai sangsar jinite ar kono bastunai. In association with sadhus to chant Harinam, this is the only way to win over this material existence. There is no other way. Association of devotees is the only medicine for the disease. If the association of impressions is not purified, bhakti cannot be perfected. That is why you see someone accepted devotion, initiation like this is doing, but that does not mean that he is already pure devotee. And he may do many bad things also. Due to this pressure of previous impressions. But if he is sincere and does not give up his worship of Krishna and he regrets those bad activities, then you should not criticize him. Gradually he will come out from that. But if we don't practice, that does not mean that we are free. Those impressions will always be with us. This life, next life, 100 lives. You can never be free. So better to do now, to come out now, by process. Bhagavatam says, Sango yaksam sriter hetu rasatsu vihito dhiya sa eva sadhushu krito nish sangatvaya kalpate. Kapil Bhagavan to Devahuti Mother. Association with materialists done in ignorance is a cause of bondage. And association with devotees done in ignorance leads to liberation. We are in ignorance. If we associate with materialists, then that will take us to bondage. If we are in ignorance, here does not say you first you become pure, you become perfect, and then you take association with devotees. Then what is the need? If you are already healthy, you don't need to go to doctor. Those who are patients, sick persons, they have to go to doctor. Doctors are there for patients. So association with devotees, because Mother Devahuti said, you say mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the cause of emancipation. If we are attached to Bhagavan, then we are in liberation. If we are attached to Triguna, we are in bondage. That is okay. But how can I get attachment to Bhagavan? He's only standing there in deity form. I cannot speak with him. I cannot exchange thoughts. How I can become attached? Then Kapil Bhagavan said this. You associate with Sadhu. Sadhu is one with Krishna. He is speaking. You speak with him. You talk with him. You exchange thought. By attachment to Sadhu, you will get attachment to Supreme Lord. Association with materialists produces the jiva samsara. Even when this association happens unconsciously, it must produce results. If there is association with the real devotee unconsciously, this association from matter takes place. Unknowingly, he did something for the service of sadhu. He did not know he's a sadhu. But that kind of association with sadhu, even unconsciously, will also give result. Will give sukriti. Will take you towards Krishna. Bhagavatam again says, Narodayati mam jogo na shankyam dharma evacha na swadhyaya stapas tyago neshta purtam na dakshina vratani yagyas chandamsi tirtani niyama yama Yata varunde sat sangha sarva sangha paho himam. O Uddhava, only by associating with my pure devotees, one can destroy material attachment and attain me. Bhagavan is saying. So, it is true. One cannot attain me by Ashtanga Yoga, distinction of Atma from body, the Gyanis do this, practice of non-violence, study of the Vedas, austerity, sannyas, sacrifices, charitable projects, donations, vows, worship of devatas, secret mantras, holy places, or observing prohibitions and rules. These are not those sannyas or sacrifices which are devotional practice, but those ordinary Vedic things. They may be helpful for gradual advancement, but in this Kali Yuga, it is very difficult and there is no time. So immediately, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can get Sadhu Sangha. You take Sadhu Sangha and do Shravan Kirtan. Then you will get everything. Association with impressions is very evil. See, again and again this point is coming. Our bad nature, but we produced it. Connection is this connection with it, this nature is bad association, it's very evil. So we have to do something about it. We have to take association with devotees and practice to disassociate with this nature and change. Though performing Ashtanga Yoga, Sankhya means Jnana in one sense, Varna Ashrama, study of the Vedas, 4 Vedas, Brahmins, austerities, sannyas, Ishtapurta, charity, dakshina, vratas. Dakshina means donation. Vratas, yagya, visiting tirthas, yamas and niyamas for a long time, the jiva does not become free of the faults of disassociation and does not attain me. Only by devotee association is this fault removed, and I quickly become bound to the devotee's heart. If one respects the pure devotees and takes their association, the fault of association with impressions, sanskaras, in the form of association with karma and jnana is removed. By the fault of associating with impressions, the rajasic and tamasic tendency becomes strong in the jiva. The sattvic, rajasic and tamasic tendency of humans related to sleeping, eating and actions of the senses are all association with impressions, with samskaras, with that nature, second nature. Disrespect to the devotees by karmis and jnanis arises from attachment to impressions. As long as attachment to impressions is not removed, the 10 offenses cannot be uprooted. Offense to the devotees arises from identity with karma and jnana. We are more interested in karma and jnana. That is why we don't respect devotees. Devotees, they are devoted to Krishna. They want to serve Krishna. We don't want that. We want to enjoy these material benefits, or we want liberation. So being attached to that, based on our previous sanskaras, we are not willing to come to devotees, because they are only devotion you will get. So we prefer to be away from devotees, so that we can have karma and jnana instead of service of Krishna. Offense to the name in the form of criticism of devotees arises and dwells in the heart of the non-devotee. Attachment to impressions in the form of opposing the idea of Krishna being the one Lord does not allow the unfortunate jiva to surrender. This is all due to attachment to this nature. All the offenses, disrespect to the Guru, criticizing scripture, thinking the name is exaggeration, equating the name with pious activity, committing sin on the strength of the name, aversion caused by eye and mind, and giving the name to an unqualified person remain in the jiva. How can the jiva have auspiciousness in this situation? Thus, it is said, Asadbih saha sangastuna kartabhya kadachana yasmat sarvartha hanih syat adah patascha jayate. One should not associate with the non-devotees, since it will lead to destruction and fall down. By associating with pure devotees for some days, the attachment to impressions will be removed. This has been seen in many fortunate persons. By association with Narada, the hunter, Mrigari, and Ratnakar, Valmiki attained auspiciousness. This is famous in scriptures. You remember that hunter, his nature was, he will half kill animal to see that animals suffer. Then, in pain. Then Narad said, why you don't fully kill? Why you half kill? She's getting more pain. Then that hunter said, when I do like this and they're getting that pain, I get so much pleasure. I prefer to do like this. I get so happy when seeing how they are suffering. It's such nature. But Narad could change him. You know the history. Then he could not even step on one ant. Such change happened. And Ratnakar, he was killing, robbing, all sinful activities he did. And Narad also changed him. He said, you will have to chant Ram Nam. Valmiki became afraid, I will have to suffer. Then how I can be rescued? That time he was Ratnakar, later he became Valmiki. Then Narad said, you will have to chant the name of Ram. He tried, but he was so sinful, such bad nature, that he could not even say Ram. Then he said, what I can do? I cannot say Ram. Then Narad, because he's bona fide guru, he always finds a way how to engage someone. That only bona fide guru, experienced, realized guru can do for everyone. So he said, okay, then you chant Mara, 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 means that. Then yes, this I can chant, that I can chant, that. Mara, 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 Mara. Then it became Ram, and he got purified. And by that chanting of the name only, no Siddha Pranali and these things, he chanted the name with faith to Guru. He got revelation of Ram Lila in Transcendental Realm. Even before Ramchandra appeared in this world, he wrote Ramayana, what will happen, what kind of Lila will appear in this world. he wrote it, because everything was revealed in his purified heart. That is the process given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Prabhupada. You do Harinam with faith to Guru without offenses. Everything will be revealed in your heart. All Lila, no need to imagine artificially thinking like this. It will be revealed in purified heart, and also your Swarup in relation to Krishna, your seva, your name, everything will be revealed by the name. But we are not ready to give up offenses. We like to enjoy some thinking. But we cannot remove anarthas by that. So, only this paragraph I will continue. Anyhow, Gurudev said on Ekadasi you should not see the clock when to stop Harikatha. Ramanuja's last instruction. Yesterday we observed his disappearance day. So here, Ramanuja's last instruction was, Ramanuja Acharya's last instruction was, if you cannot purify yourself by any activity, then go and live near the devotees. Then you will attain all auspiciousness. Mahaprabhu took this point in his own sampradaya, the importance of associating with devotees and service to devotees. By seeing the refined activities of the devotee purified by other devotees, very soon the mind will change. Attachment to material objects will weaken and bhakti will sprout in the heart. The devotees' taste for food and dealings will arise. We have seen that. With association of devotees, anarthas such as taste for associating with women, thirst for wealth, desire for enjoyment and liberation, respect for karma and jnana, eating fish and meat, intoxication, tobacco, smoking, and desire to chew betel disappear. Seeing devotees not wasting time easily removes all anarthas like laziness, oversleeping, useless gossiping, and the urges of speaking. We have seen that by association with devotees after some days, duplicity and desire for fame disappear. I have seen with my eyes that when one associates with devotees with respect, all attachment to impressions, etc. disappear. The hearts of people intensely agitated for great wealth and great prosperity, for attaining a kingdom, being thirsty for victory in battle, become purified, and by association with devotees become devotees of Krishna. Even the hearts of people with bad intentions who desire to conquer the world with logical arguments become steady. Their hearts become steady in devotion. I do not see any other method of purifying attachment to impressions except association of devotees. Yes, this topic still goes on. Tomorrow we will observe appearance day of Baraha Bhagavan. Today is Adivas. We have to pray for his mercy to kindly appear in our hearts tomorrow. Then on Thursday is Nityananda Triyodashi. Then Friday we can continue this.